Hello, my name is Dr. Amy Kovach, and I am the director of our honors programs here at Roberts Wesleyan College. And it is my privilege to honor and celebrate our honors program graduates, class of 2020. We're going to start by talking about our global honors program graduates. This is a 2-year program for freshmen and sophomores. And it's hard for me to believe that it was 4.5 years ago that we sat at the Dryden Theater at the George Eastman Museum and talked about how we were going to go from Rochester to the world. And at that point, the program was brand new, and you were going to be the very first students in that program. And I have to tell you that I cannot imagine a better group of students to be our first set of Global Honors Program students. I am so glad that you were a part of our first Global Honors Program. And that all started in our FirstYear Seminar class. And in this class, we talked about challenging issues that are facing this world today. We had meaningful and hard discussions, but we also talked about what we can do. And then we did something as we served our community. We also had a chance to talk about freedom in Rochester and what that has meant globally. And then we had a chance to visit some of those locations. I want you to know that this class was incredibly important in my life. It changed the way that I see the world. It changed the way that I see others. And it changed the way that I shop. This class started our journey together, and it was also the start of a really important community of students. Now, I can't reminisce about our time in the Global Honors Program together without talking about some bus rides. Whether it was the bus ride to one of our service projects, or a bus ride to Watkins Glen, or even the bus rides in Brazil, or the bus ride to Toronto, as you can see on the screen, these bus rides provided meaningful connection and conversations and continued to build the community in our program. And there's no way that I could talk about the Global Honors Program with you without saying, get on the bus, the Spadina bus. Once you had learned about the world in all of your coursework here at Roberts, we then got to go experience part of that world together, and you were immersed in a completely new culture. You got to experience Brazilian martial arts, the Atlantic rainforest, and a dance workshop. And in all of this, I watched as you were excited, maybe a little scared, and maybe a little uncomfortable. And through it all, I watched you experience and learn and grow. And even in those uncomfortable moments, you put yourself in a position where you could grow and learn. You also had a chance to do a job shadow or a site visit in your area of interest. And these experiences in an international setting gave you a unique perspective to what you are about to experience as you step into your future. You also had a chance to experience the food of Brazil, and you all did this enthusiastically. You had a chance to try new foods, and you even had a chance to make some new foods as you immersed yourself in this part of Brazilian culture. We also saw the beauty of God's creation together, whether it was a cityscape or the beautiful waterfalls or the beach, or whether it was part of his creation, the creatures, the butterflies, the toucans, the monkeys, all right, even the coatis. We really saw the beauty of God's creation in new and meaningful ways. But as we examined the beauty of his creation, the thing that stuck out the most to all of us was that God's most beautiful creation is his people. And we got to see the beautiful people of Brazil and realize that people around the world are just people. And we have so much in common with them, and our differences don't seem to matter that much. You also had a chance to realize that family is not necessarily just those that you are blood related to, as the families in Brazil took you into their lives and into their homes. Now, those of us who have type A personalities learned a lot of really important lessons on this trip around this one topic, and that is when things don't go as we planned, it's okay. And sometimes life's biggest blessings come when things don't go according to our plan. And our stay at the Pullman Hotel, the nicest hotel that I have ever stayed at, will always remind me to look for the blessings that God gives us in unexpected places. We learned so many lessons together throughout the Global Honors Program. We learned that this world that we live in is big and beautiful, and sometimes that makes us feel small. But it's okay because we serve a God who is in charge of it all. We learned the importance of service as we served here in Rochester and as we served in the after-school program in Brazil. Our experience serving in Brazil taught us that words are not necessary because the language of love is universal. We also learned that God does not just speak English. He speaks all languages. And if you listen, you can hear him in any language. And finally, the people of Brazil showed us that giving unconditionally is a blessing. Global Honors Program Class of 2020, I want to say parabéns. Congratulations. I am so proud of you, and it was a privilege for me to walk alongside you on this journey. You have learned to see the world differently. You have learned that who you are in this world is important, and you have figured out what your place in this world is. The way that you view others has changed. And I want you to know that now that you know more about the world and now that you understand the world in new and meaningful ways, I am confident that you are going to change the world. Congratulations. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I have another small announcement for you. We also want to honor and congratulate our students in the Academic Research and Leadership Honors Program. This was also a brand new program, and this was for juniors and seniors, and it focused on two things, research and leadership. Because every field needs a leader, and every leader needs to be a problem solver. And students, that's what you did in this program. You learned more about the leader that God is calling you to become, and you learned how to solve problems as you tackled your senior honors projects and presentations. And as I think back to our very first class together with President Porterfield, I'm reminded of so many things that we learned together. And I wanted to remind you of this. When we figure out why we do the things we do, everything changes. As you move forward and as you step into your future, always remember the why. Why are you doing what you're doing? And as I further reflect on this class, I realize that I learned right alongside with you. I had the opportunity to watch you learn new things about yourself, to watch you step into leadership roles that you hadn't been a part of previously. And it was an honor and a privilege. We learned from so many area leaders in this class, and there are so many things that I remember and could talk about. But I wanted to highlight two other quotes. Separate your performance from your worth. Who you are is not what you do. And from Mauricio, if you don't have passion for what you are doing, you need to rethink what you are doing. And we all know that he had passion in spades. This class gave us the opportunity to hear from experts in the field and to learn from them. We also really knew how to celebrate, whether it was in class with the food that we had, or whether it was one of the dinners that we had at President Porterfield's house, we knew how to party. Also, your time with your community mentors was amazing. I loved watching you learn more about your career in real time with real life experiences. I loved that in many cases it led to job offers and internships, letters of recommendation. I loved that for some of you it showed you that you need to go to graduate school. These mentoring experiences were life-changing, and it was so fun to watch. You are about to step into your future, and we have a marketing specialist whose fierce determination is going to serve her clients well, and she's going to be successful in whatever she does. We have a digital media specialist who is going to challenge us to think about things differently and who is going to be willing to tackle difficult subjects. We have an artist who is going to continue to create amazing works of art, but do so in a way that shows care and encouragement to all of those around her. We have a musician who is so incredibly talented, but always acknowledges where her talent came from. And I am so excited to watch her in sight and sound in the future. We have a student who's going to be a doctor, and he's going to be a doctor that leads his patient with quiet humility and a spirit of genuine gratitude. He's going to teach his patients what it means to live every day with a thankful spirit. We have an environmental scientist who's literally going to change our world. And he's going to enter graduate school with a newfound confidence in his own leadership abilities. We have a nurse who has a competitive spirit, and she's going to take that into the nursing field. But her competitive spirit is going to lead her to be the most compassionate nurse she can be. And we have an author who has an imaginative spirit and also weaves the stories of the gospel into her writing, and she's going to change lives. I have loved watching you learn about leadership. But you want to know what my favorite part is? I got to watch you become leaders. And that's what you're going to do. As you step into your future, you are going to lead. And you know what? That makes me very confident in where our future is going. So congratulations, Honors Program graduates, class of 2020. You have all been trailblazers in brand new programs. You have worked hard. You have earned your honors diplomas, and I'm proud of you. It was a privilege and an honor to get to know each one of you, to watch and be a small part of your journeys, and to walk alongside you. So congratulations. And guess what? You can call me Amy.